class action against people from the Caribbean and Africa in terms of who've been caught up in this immediate crisis. So I launched a petition, and also the other thing I did, I recognised that a lot of people, even though when the government admitted, and Theresa May apologised about 4 or 5 times, I've lost count now, including everyone's apologised. So they introduced a fast track where people would have their citizenship done within 2 weeks. And you probably saw those TV crews outside Luna House down in Croydon people waving their biometric cards and that kind of stuff, which is a very nice ploy. But actually the real issue is we need to change the immigration law. We need to change the 2014 Immigration Act, because we're going to have these cases, and there's a backlog by the way, on about 10,000 cases, and some people not been sorted out yet. They released the people who've been deported and they've not been sorted out. So I think we need to change the law to make sure that people that came to Britain between 1948 up to even up to as far as the early 80s from that generation are British, because you still have to prove that you're British. 30% of people in the UK don't have a passport. You don't need to have a passport to prove that you're British. It's in Western America, it's estimated that 40% of Americans don't have passports. So if you're black and brown, why do we have to have a passport to prove that we're British? That proves that it's discriminatory, and that needs to change. And I hope that when Diane becomes Home Secretary, we can have some primary legislation, we actually probably need it before then, to change that as well. Because the challenge that we've got now, we've got a two-tier immigration system. The EU nationals, which I think they'll be sorted out, and you've got everybody else. And if you look at the contribution of BB people to Britain, we've contributed 10 times over. So we need to have that recognition in law. I think that's really critical. The second issue is around compensation. The government has launched, they've launched 2 consultation schemes on compensation for Windrush. The first consultation was in May, and it was like a yes or no question. Should there be a compensation scheme, yes or no? I mean, that was like a no-brainer. It's compensation. I mean, Theresa May has said at the dispatch box quite clearly, we will sort out the Windrush generation. That's what she said. Which means money, compensation for the financial and emotional loss. And each case is different. How do you compensate someone who's been in a detention centre twice, lost their job? How do you compensate someone whose son had a cardiac arrest and died in Camden High Street back in March? And more recently, Sarah O'Connor, who died on Sunday, who eventually got her naturalisation, but she's passed away a few days ago. How do you compensate for that? How do you compensate for someone who was meant to go to a wedding or funeral but were not allowed to travel? How do you compensate for someone who's been deported illegally by this government, has been citizen, and they've been living homeless in the Caribbean for 15 years? How do you compensate for that? So the government have launched this new consultation to say, what should the scheme look like? I've launched a new petition against the government, the third one this year by the way, about this compensation scheme. This is flawed. The government are creating a pound shop compensation scheme for the Windrush generation, because they want to introduce a cap on all compensation claims. So I can say to you, here's £5,000 for all your financial, emotional loss and everything else. Can you sell non-stop line, please? You're going to say yes, and the reason why you're going to say yes is because the government have refused to give any interim payment to hardship funds, which you know that the front bench have been arguing for the last few months. People are desperate. People have lost, have debts. People have lost access to a whole range of benefits. And they're vulnerable people. These are people in their 60s and 70s who are vulnerable and desperate for money to support, to continue their life. So you're going to say yes to £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, and so we have to challenge it. I do urge you to sign a petition. We need to have another debate in Parliament. Sadly, the Windrush has come off boil now. I think we need to have another debate in Parliament to make sure that the Windrush generation have the fair and just compensation system, just to put them back in the situation as they were before. It's not like it's, and by the way, all of them work, they pay their tax, national insurance stuff. The final point I want to say is obviously the work at a local level. And it's really I have to commend Hackney Council and particularly Antoinette Bramble and also Carol Williamson for putting forward to full council a resolution. And Hackney Council is the only council today to have a full motion to attack the hostile environment, to review its policies and to celebrate Migration and Woodberry Day. And I think you have to give a big hand of applause. What can you do individually? So obviously sign a petition. If you've got time, you can go for 60 pages of this consultation document to give your feedback and suggestion. But also, I think it's supporting what's happening on the ground. You've got fantastic community-based organisations like Hackney Law Centre, Hackney Migrant Advice Centre, a whole range of community organisations who have their funding being cut in real terms because of cuts in austerity, who are supporting the victims of hostile environment. Whether they've come from the Caribbean, Africa or Afghanistan or any part of the world, it's really critical that you put your money in your pocket to give them donations and whatever support or volunteer or time. It's really, really, really critical because a lot of these people aren't going to the Home Office. Because one of the things that I learned through this whole Woodberry scandal is a lot of people didn't tell their family members that they got these red letters from the Home Office that they were going to be deported because people felt embarrassed and ashamed. You've been here 40 years and you've now been told that you have to leave. So there are a lot of people who have not come forward yet that need to come forward before the government changes rules, etc. And I'm working very closely with JCWI. We launched a few months ago the Woodberry Justice Fund, which is a GoFundMe crowdfunding page, and I've raised about £16,000, including a donation of £5,000 from 38 Degrees. And we're going to be giving out small grants next year to community groups and organisations who are doing extended legal surgeries and advice work and helping people to access their rights as well. The final point I want to make, and I should have said at the very beginning, it's probably not appropriate, I just want to acknowledge those people who have died as a result of the hostile environment. Those people have been deported and died because of hostile environment, and also to acknowledge those people who are still suffering as well. Thank you.
Who's the centre manager for the Hackney Migrants.
Hello everybody, can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Awesome. The risk of going last on a 6-person panel is that other people have already said most of the things I was going to say, for instance, the scribblings out here. But I'd like to echo a lot of things that have been said so far. I'm going to tell you a bit about what we do, about a couple of specific issues that the migrants that we see at the Hackney Migrant Centre that they face, and also what you guys can do to support our work and the work of other amazing organisations as well. So we have a one-day-a-week drop-in at St Mary's Church in Stoke Newington, whose spire I think you can see if it was light outside. It's lit up, you might still be able to see it in the distance. We provide immigration advice from 3 immigration advisors, including Mike. We have amazingly hard-working in-house destitution advisors who provide housing advice to destitute homeless people and homeless families. We give access about health access to people. Advice about health access to people. We have a lot of volunteers that do all sorts of advocacy and casework, from writing complaint letters to Home Office to writing grant applications so that families can get school uniforms for their kids. We provide a warm and welcome atmosphere for people who are often denied it in other parts of their day-to-day life. Last year we saw people from 90 different countries. We see a maximum of 20 people a week. And although we open our doors at 10 o'clock in the morning, every Wednesday when our drop-in is held, the queue is full by 7 o'clock in the morning. That's the demand for our service at the moment. We've heard a lot already tonight about the breakdown of what we call the firewall, where information is being shared between the Home Office and other services. The Home Office essentially outsourced a lot of the enforcement work to other parts of the public sector. This has led to a couple of things. I mean, in effect, the state now employs more people to spy on others in their own community than Stasi East Germany ever did. You have migrants can be reported to the Home Office, not just by people employed in enforcement, and not just by your employer or by your landlord, but by your social worker, by your hospital, or by your school. And this is the risk that migrants that we see every week know that they face. It also means that whole spheres of public life are no longer open to many migrants. And not just jobs or benefits, or driving a car or renting a house, but getting help from public services when you really need it, because you know that if you approach the police to help because you've been a victim of a crime, or if you approach social services because you're a destitute homeless family, it means that you might well be reported to the Home Office if you arrive as an undocumented migrant. And this is the risk that people we see are facing. At Hackney Migrant Centre, it's especially problematic, we find, when it comes to healthcare charging. We've already heard a little bit about charging for maternity care. The people we see are choosing not to get treatment for serious health problems because they know that information is going to be shared with the Home Office when they go to get treatment, and they also know they'll be charged a lot for treatment. So a couple of examples we've seen recently. One was a homeless man who was rough sleeping when he first came to see us a couple of years ago. He became iller and iller during the time we saw him. We eventually managed to find him a room to stay in with a lovely couple, but he was diagnosed with cancer. He did receive treatment for it, but on his way out of hospital he was presented with a bill for £86,000 for the treatment he received. Now, if he would somehow manage to get together £5 a week to pay off his debts, that would take him 330 years to pay that off. Just recently, this is the past few weeks, we've seen a case of a mum whose daughter had a liver transplant when the daughter was 6 years old. The daughter is now 11 and a British citizen. The mum returned to hospital this year for treatment on an unrelated matter and was presented with a bill for £96,000 for the treatment her daughter received. A big part of the bill was issued in her daughter's name. We are starting the process of challenging this. The itemised bill that she was given, she was charged £69,000 for the operation. She was charged £27,000 for treatment in the intensive care unit, and she was charged £400.36 for the liver that her daughter received. There are a few other issues that we tackle on a weekly basis. If you're a family that has no access to public funds,